For much of the world, the South Pacific Islands are seen as the tourist dream destination. With their pristine white sand beaches and warm tides, tourists can lay in the sun and sip fruity cocktails, forgetting about the hustle and bustle of the New York City streets.
What can I get for you this afternoon, Miss Johnson?
I'll have the cheeseburger, medium well, and a bottle of water, please.
Great, we will have that right out. We also have a special experience today for our resort guests. It's a trip to visit one of the tribes we have here living on our island. Climate scientists from the United States are filming a documentary, and they're looking for participants. Would you be interested?
Well, yes, sure. I don't see why not.
Okay, great. We'll get the boat ready for after lunch. Hi, you must be Miss Johnson. I'm Tyler Agee, a climate scientist from the United States. Thank you for joining us. Watch your step getting on the boat. This area used to be a thriving port town, but now it's underwater. You can see where the foundations and sidewalks are covered from the rising tides. Those coconut trees and banana trees used to not be underwater. This tribe has been on this land for 7 generations. The tides have been steadily rising over the last few years. While it might not appear significant, the chief told me yesterday that it was no longer a question of if they will live here forever. It's now a question of when will they be forced to move off the land. He said if these tides continue to rise, it would likely make his 10-year-old son the last generation.
What is being done to help them?
The government in Fiji has recently been forced to send its people to Australia and New Zealand for job training. It's uprooting their cultural norms and destroying their livelihood. Structures that have withstood the climate for nearly 200 years are crumbling from water erosion. You can see some tribe members rebuilding the seawalls over there as they attempt to protect their homes. But these storms are becoming more dangerous with larger waves and higher winds. The neighboring tribe over there was finally forced off their land last year, displacing families and ruining social constructs. Many migrated to a neighboring island, but the increased population is now causing a rise in pollution, increased disease, and is threatening food and water supply.
So what can be done?
Well, as an island nation, there's relatively no carbon emissions to cut, and ultimately, there's little to nothing they can do to impact the global community. It really is too late. The only option now is to adapt. But for us back home, there's much to do. Just by changing simple behaviors, we can reduce global emissions.
This is incredibly eye-opening. Thank you for bringing me here. We need to spread the word of what's happening here. We are so sheltered in the United States. We drive our cars, we heat our homes, and don't even blink an eye. So you're saying our city is ultimately causing this then, right?
We all contribute, yes. In fact, your travel out here added to the gases in the atmosphere. Just think about the processing of your hamburger at lunch and the bottled water that you drank.
But how can we fix this? How can you change American culture to reduce our emissions when driving cars, eating meat, advancing technology, and purchasing material goods are what help us thrive as a society? Is it even possible to significantly change our norms?
The Fijian government has worked tirelessly to inform the developed world just how desperately we need to implement climate change mitigation strategies, but to minimal results. If nothing is done, where will all these people go? How will they get their foods to eat? Will they even have water to drink? If Mrs. Johnson can change her behaviors, so can you. Find out how at www.epa.gov.